Hello, my name's Ellieanna and I've been working with Families First for a very long time. I first met Alison back in January 2015 and I can't remember it fully, but what Alison has told me, I must have had a fantastic time. And then in 2017, when I moved up to secondary school, I worked with Alison to try and help me get my head around coming up to secondary school, and I really think without the support of Families First, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I just want to start by introducing you to the people of Families First. So here at Families First, Morag, obviously, who is our boss and our leader, she obviously keeps everyone in track, make sure you don't step out of line. So say Morag's main role obviously is the funding. Without this funding, we wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be able to help anybody at all. The young people, the volunteers, our staff, the parents and the carers. None of us would be able to receive any support, and that just breaks my heart because it's so horrible, because you don't know obviously what anyone's going through behind closed doors. And with Families First, it just feels like it's like a rainbow. It's like your wee pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow. It's like you've won the jackpot here at Families First. You're so incredibly lucky. But instead of grabbing your tissues, I'm going to tell you about her main role, her other roles here at Families First. So she obviously is a child protection officer. So if any child or young person was to say something worrying or something was bothering them, Morag would be there to help you and obviously look out for the best interest of the children, obviously in the family, and try and hopefully we can get something sorted. So yeah, she looks after. She also updates policies and procedures. She also will research and obviously apply for funding. Obviously, like I said, without this funding, we would majorly struggle here at Families First. And she supports our staff. And if we didn't have Morag and we didn't have this funding, we wouldn't be able to do the activities that we do. We wouldn't be able to go for a Janetta's or go for a Moza and have a little movie night. And we just wouldn't be able to operate at all, and it's just so horrible to think that so many children would struggle without our services. Hello, next I'm going to tell you about Neril, who is our finance officer. One of Neril's roles is to help Morag apply for funding. She also does bookkeeping and helps us to budget, so we don't overspend, because obviously Neril was our credit card. We should be crying all the time. It's so easy to go over your credit card. Obviously, if we didn't have this support, we wouldn't have money. Obviously, I know personally this year I done the kilt walk this year, and all my donations that were kindly given to me were passed on to Neril. And obviously without these donations and without the money and the funding and the support that we get, we wouldn't be able to run as a charity and help people thrive. Hello, and next I'm going to tell you about Sarah and Laura, our office manager and assistants. Their role is to ensure all data is up to kept and keep everything on the right tracks. And obviously without this, if we didn't have Sarah and Laura to help us, for example, like my details, anyone can get access to them, and it's fantastic that they have this job. They also work to make sure all the paperwork is all accurate and up to date and concise, ensuring reports are completed and submitted, service user records and files, to make sure that they're all up to date. Staff and volunteer details are up to date and stored safely away. PGs for staff and volunteers, ensuring safe practice. If she didn't do this, anyone could get access to my details or any of the volunteers or any of the young people, and we wouldn't have the many lovely volunteers that we have today. Also, like Catherine joined back in 2017, and she loves us all so much she's decided to stay as a part of our team, because that's what we are. Okay, next is our intern. They bring our online presence up to date. It's also their job to update websites and social media, so you can see what everyone is up to. making Families First more accessible and visible virtually, for funders, potential volunteers and those seeking individual support through difficult times. They also support MORAG to get our training programme online, and if this did not happen, I might not be able to see obviously what's going on. I wouldn't be able to share my achievements, and obviously you wouldn't be able to see all the lovely young people at Families First happy, because that's what we're all about, making people happy. So next is Chris, who is our transport coordinator. So his job is to organise transport for all the lovely young people who attend the sessions here, be it for a youth group or for befriending. So he works like say with taxi companies. He organises the minibus. So people can come to like our family days and all the summer activities. Chris takes care of that, so you don't need to worry about getting here. We will take care of that. Health and safety as well, to make sure the building's intact. You know, everyone's safe. If the building wasn't safe, we wouldn't be able to be in the building. You know, and he's like a salted caramel. He can be sweet and he can be a bit salty. And if we didn't do this, obviously we wouldn't have Chris, and you know, some people might struggle to get into the building. Like, some people might struggle to make their way here because some people might live in really remote areas. And Chris actually brought me to and from Families First, when I first started, and you know, he can be sweet and salty, but he's a good guy. Okay, so next I'm going to tell you about Jan. Jan works with her main role, she works with the younger people. So she works with the befriending group, so she just supports the children one-to-one. She will match the children with a befriender. She will also attend meetings with in school, so you just see how people are, the well-being, you know, just to see the feedback from the schools about the young people if anything seems to be out of the ordinary. And then she also supports the volunteers as well, so just to see how they're doing, and if any worries, any concerns, you know, Jan's there to lend a little hand. She also provides training sessions for the volunteers, obviously things like first aid and that, to make sure everyone's all up to date. Jan's the person for the job. She also networks other, you know, so basically she will work with, you know, lovely Sue up at Morrison's. And every year Morrison's always managed to give us lovely food parcels. So whether it be like stuff at Christmas time, like little snacks, or I don't know, like pizzas and stuff, Easter eggs, you know, that's all. Thankfully it's all donated by Morrison's. If you received a food parcel during lockdown, you will know obviously if you've seen on Facebook or through our social media platforms, that was all very kindly donated by Morrison's, and without any of them we would be lost. Hello, and next I'm going to be telling you about Alexis. Alexis is our family support coordinator. Alexis works with parents and carers of the young people who come to Families First. She also works with Sue up in Morrison's to make sure that we get lots of lovely food parcels, clothes, also housing applications. Alexis will help take any worries away, and she will help you with that if that's what you'd like. She also provides training sessions for the volunteers, so I can imagine so things like first aid and all that, so if a child was to faint or whatever, you know, first aid is in hand. So yes, Alexis is lovely. If we didn't have Alexis here at Families First, we wouldn't, you know, the parents and the carers of the young people here at Families First would be struggling right now, and they would be feeling very low. And obviously there wouldn't be any family days, and you know, that's our main goal at Families First, is also to help not only the children but also the parents to feel welcome and loved, and to know that they're not alone, you know, because no one's ever truly alone. Hello, I am now going to tell you about Catherine. Catherine used to be a volunteer here with us at Families First. I actually remember when I first met Catherine. I can actually remember, you know, sorry to any of the volunteers, I remember I don't know why, but I formed a very close bond with Catherine, and I still have managed to maintain that, you know, here now, 4 years later, and still going strong. and she's loved us so much she's actually managed to become a youth worker and stay as a member of the staff here as Families First. But apart from that, apart from being like the big sister of the group, her main role, or one of her main roles, is to support befriending services and the children at youth group. She also plans and organises and evaluates sessions for befriending children and group work. And she also networks with other communities and shops and businesses and organisations. And if we didn't have Catherine here at Families First, so many children would be missing out on the excitement things and all the activities and the fun stuff that we like to carry out and support our children here at Families First, because at the end of the day, we are all a family. Hello, next I'm going to say about Alison. Now one of Alison's roles is Allison's like the mother hen of the group. You know, she's always there to look after you and make sure that you're doing well. You know, when you're with Alison, you don't have to worry about anything going wrong. Like, I personally find it like whenever I'm with Alison, like if I tell Alison that something that's wrong, that even like now I still come and talk to Alison, like everything just feels that much better when you're with Alison, because she just makes everything just, I don't know, it just makes you feel so loved and happy, and I love Alison. So Alison also supports the volunteers, provides support for the volunteers in any way, shape and form. She networks with local people, so say, for example, up in Morrison's, we get lovely food parcels from Morrison's every year. So chances are, during lockdown, you probably would have received a food parcel. That was greatly appreciated and donated by Morrison. They work fantastically with Families First. She also provides support for people for the P7s about to come up into first year. Just anyone that might need a little bit more support. I had my transition with Alison, and I loved absolutely every second. It was fantastic to work with Alison and just come out of school. I remember coming out and just being so excited and coming to see like my new school, and I was so excited. And I would want other people to have that support as well, so it would make things a bit more easier for them and just stop worrying. But yeah, Alison's fantastic. Without her, we truly would be lost. She just looks after everyone, and she's just fantastic. So here at Families First, we're not just an organisation, a charity. We are a family. So everyone, whether you are a former member, so like myself, or you're a member of staff, a volunteer, everyone here matters. It doesn't matter, obviously, your background. At the end of the day, we're all human. We're all a family. We are family. I got all my sisters and me.